Followed by Mr. Jesus Medel.
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tems, Council. Good to see all of you. I'm here today to talk about a very amazing man that I met in prison. I kept hearing about a person by the name of Albert Yancey. One of my ministers went to visit with Albert Yancey. He has a prison ministry, and he asked me would I go to visit Albert Yancey. I went to visit him at the Justice Unit. I sat in the chaplain's office. Albert came in, and prisoners came in asking questions of Albert. Also, the guards sought information from him. I asked the chaplain, I said, "Is that the warden in a white uniform?" He said, "No, it's just a powerful young man." So I got to know him. And so what happened, I was asked to look into it. He went in prison when he was 17. 27 years he was in prison. I needed somebody with some power that I had reached out to before, and it helped me so many times in these situations in the prison, also in the jails. His name was Senator John Whitmire. I contacted Senator Whitmire, and I shared with him what I knew about Mr. Yancey. It was so intriguing, he decided to go meet him himself. When he met Mr. Yancey, he was so impressed. I put on a meeting at my center, and supporters for Mr. Yancey came. Probably about 50 of them came to support him. And from that, I got an opportunity to go down there to the unit and preach. He coordinated that, and so many people, so many inmates came, I couldn't believe it. This is probably one of the most astute, sharpest men I have ever met, in prison or out. Very intelligent. He's done a lot since he's been in the prison to better himself. But he went to prison at 17, 27 years. So we started to try to do something to try to have to take care of that. So I turned my main man loose, Senator Whitmire. From that time, I've had the chaplain of the prison at that time to come and preach for us. In the meantime, Senator Whitmire kept working. He even got some of the board members of the prison to go down and visit Brother Yancey. And they came away very impressed with him as well. Last Thursday, I got a call from Senator Whitmire. He said, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "I'm riding in the car with my wife."
Your time has expired.
I'm sitting in the car with my wife. He said, Yancey got approved. 17, he went to prison. 27 years, he got approved. Friday before last, his mom, they picked him up, and he's at home now. The reason I brought this up, these men are the kind of men that we need in program, such a reentry. Am I my brother's keeper? Any other program? I would love to see this young man have an opportunity to start a program on his own. I've never seen anybody that attracted the attention of other inmates and guards like this young man, the respect that they have. It's amazing. I would love for this council to meet Yancey. You'll be very impressed with him, and also anybody, a council members here. I would love to see you contact me. I'm going to contact you about seeing what can we do to get some program started for this young man to run himself. He's just that sharp. We got a lot of stuff going on in our city. Young people just going astray, all kind of crazy stuff. And I believe he has this type of influence, intelligence, know-how that he could start a program himself. I myself had a program, one time, reentry program. I know what it takes, but I've never seen anybody handle themselves like this young man. This coming Sunday, the chaplain that was with him is going to preach at our church. And after that, we're going to have a big feed out, I call it, at my activity center for this young man. Think about that, 17, which I've always said, 17 should be raised, that year should be, at age should be raised beyond that, because the 17-year-old really don't think well. Don't think about consequences. He made a mistake. But what I really like about him, he never said that he was innocent. Never said that. He never cried about that. And he's done so many things inside that prison unit, man, it is amazing. The chaplain spoke so high of him. He worked for the chaplain. But I want this council to meet a person such as this. There are some people that are in prison that if perhaps they were given a second chance, it would speak volumes for how maybe they can deter crime with the expertise that they have. I've never met a man like this here. From the time, that was last April when I started this, I never met a man like that. It stayed on my mind. It was something special about the incident. And so now we have him, he is out. I thank God for it. And I really wish we would consider, as a council, as a mayor, to talk to this young man. I hear about these programs, I'm familiar with all this stuff, but I never seen anybody that really had to work with. See, sometimes it's more about money funding than about the person that they're trying to help. And that's the key to all that. If you give a person a second chance, let's be sure that they have the right advisors and support that they can be successful.
Council.
That's my take on Yancey.
Thanks, Pastor Nash. Councilmember Borkins.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Pastor